Your expectations are the problem. Hello, welcome back to my 90 days of lessons for me to you. And again, we are inside today. I believe today's day 17. Yeah, today's day 17, I'm pretty sure. I'm not gonna lie to you guys. I spent the entire day with my dog today. I picked her up, took her. I gave her a bath. Yes, guys, I give my dog a bath myself. She's a golden doodle. She's like 30 pounds. I just give a give her a bath. I'm getting a brood next month, but I just give her a bath myself. She's a puppy. And took her to the vet, spend the day together, sat at the park, just took her for a walk and all that stuff. I just wanted to, spend some time with my dog before I really got into work, stuff like that. But today's lesson is that your expectations are the problem. To be more specific, your expectations that are out of your control are the problem. And what do I mean by this? Having expectations is a very human thing. Like, we do something, we oftentimes expect something to happen in return, whether it's a positive thing or a bad thing. People always say that you reap what you sow, right? Whether it's a good thing, bad thing. But usually if you plant something good, you expect something good, right? And if that's within your control and it's you that's making it happen, sorry. Yeah, we're good. If that's within your control and you're the one who can make it happen, then having an expectation for that is there's nothing really wrong with that. I don't expect it to go perfectly. That's one thing. Don't expect it to go perfectly without a hitch. But having an expectation for yourself is not inherently incorrect or inherently wrong. Expectations become a problem when it's outside of your control. When your expectations are put on another person or just something entirely out of your control. Take, for example, in a relationship, right? Maybe you're in a relationship with this person, or maybe you not even in a relationship with this person yet. You're talking to this person, but you expect this person to ask you that you're a girl, and you're with a guy. You guys have been talking for like a little minute, maybe like 2-3 months or something, and you're expecting him to ask you to be his girlfriend, right? And he doesn't. He never does. Maybe he loses interest and he asks another girl, because in this day and age, people date multiple at the same time. I can't do it. It's something I wish I could do. I can't. But yeah, in your head, like everything's going great, everything's going fine, and then all of a sudden he asks another girl to be his girlfriend. Now you're disappointed, now you're hurt, and now you're like, wow, like he's such an asshole, like he's such a dickhead. And whether he is or not, I'm not gonna say you're wrong. I'm not gonna say you're wrong. I mean, if he was upfront about the fact he was dating multiple people, that's just the way the dice rolls, man. He just didn't want to be with you. He just didn't want to be with you. I'm sorry. Sorry to be the one to tell you that. But if you didn't have that expectation, if you just took things for what they were, just be like, hey, we're going out. I mean, it is very natural to have that expectation. But just say like we're going out, we're having fun, blah blah blah. If he does ask me to be his girlfriend, I'm not gonna lie. Yeah, I like that. I would like to be his girlfriend. But if he doesn't, it is what it is. Sure, there's always going to be a small piece of you that expects it to happen, expects something to happen. But if it doesn't happen, it doesn't happen. And it's kind of a way of protecting yourself from that hurt in a way, if you're not having these expectations of things that need to happen all the time, right? Because if you have these expectations of things that need to happen all the time, then there's no real control over your life, because everything that you can control, you're putting these set parameters on of like, all right, this needs to happen, that needs to happen, this needs to happen, that needs to happen. And then it gets even worse when it's outside of your control. You're just like, okay, the way things are going right now, 2 + 2 is equal in 4, right? Maybe sometimes it equals 5. Maybe sometimes it equals 5. I know that's not making sense right now, but it's you'll get it. You'll get it. Sometimes it's just like, like I said, you can't control it. It's not in your mind. It's in somebody else's mind, or it's out there in the world itself. So you can't really do anything about it, If it is what it is, it doesn't end up, the way you wanted it to. At the end of the day, sure, it's gonna suck. I'm not gonna tell you it's not gonna suck. You're gonna feel a type of way about it. But if you had your guard up a little bit, so like, it just didn't work out. And there's a Baki quote. I've never watched Baki, but Baki the Grappler. He was talking to this girl who was his girlfriend, and she was like, Baki, like, am I not your girlfriend? And he was like, yeah, of course you're my girlfriend, and I care about you, but I understand the fact that I don't own you. You're not my property. You know, you're free to be with whoever you want to be with. If you deem a next man is better than me, then so be it. And, you know, I see people post it as like this sad quote all the time. Or like, you know, like the quote where it's like, oh, my girl broke up with me, the girl I thought I was going to be with for the rest of my life. But, you know, realistically, like, it's not my girl, blah, 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 XYZ. But that quote in itself is just a very good way to look at life. You know, you don't truly own anything in life, dude. Like, anything that's not of monetary value, to be honest with you. And even money is just, they could wake up tomorrow and money could just go away. Money is just a faith-based system. So, you know, if you look at life, like, experiences, life is experiences. It's things that you experience. If you look at it from that perspective and just keep your head down that way, you enjoy life so much more. If you just look at life as like, okay, it's just things I'm experiencing, you know? And that's not to say that your partner or significant other, you know, isn't your, I've talked about this before, where you need to be your own person, but it's not really to say that they aren't your quote unquote person. Like, of course, you know, they love you, they want to be with you at that point in time, but you also do need to kind of have the idea that, and this is not an excuse for men to be like, oh, I'm gonna keep people on the back burner because I know that eventually she'll not want to be with me. That's a stupid thing to do. Don't do that shit. But you have to keep in your head that people are their own people. Eventually, you know, maybe one day things are going great. We're doing great. We're in a great relationship. We're doing great things together. And you expect that to continue for the rest of your life, right? That's a fair expectation to have, but it's not an expectation that you can control. So just always have in the back of your head that, you know, I really want it to go this way, but it may go this way. I really want this to happen, but that can happen, right? And I feel like if we look at life that way, not living in a state of anxiety, but just knowing that it's a possibility, right? Like, don't take it to the point where you're in anxiety, because I used to be that person. I used to take things to the point where I was in anxiety. I was in an anxious state all the time. They say that people who live in the future are anxious. People who live in the past are depressed. People who live in the now, they're just cool. They're mellow. Like, they're stable. There's a better way. There's a more specific term. I just can't remember it. But from my own experience, this was something that I took, and a lesson that I learned, right? I learned this lesson throughout my first relationship. The first time we broke up, it was like, I was a mess. It was something that I never thought could happen, because the way that we spoke and the way that we talked to each other, it was just something that it was never a possibility, right? And, you know, we were apart for a while. I spoke to myself. I went to therapy. I sorted out some things. And by the time that we came back together to try again, there was always, it was like 99% of me was like, all right, bro, I'm cool. You know, I'm happy where I am right now. But there's 1% of me where it's like, you know, there's a possibility that could happen again, right? And when it did happen again, sure, it sucked, but it didn't suck as much as it did the first time, because I didn't have really any expectations on this one, right? I didn't have crazy expectations. I was like, you know, there's a possibility that it could happen, and if it does, it's gonna suck, but, you know, it is what it is. And I feel like that's a great way to look at life, man. People always say that it is what it is pretty cornily, but life truly, it is what it is, bro. Like, just take life for what it is. Don't have expectations for your life. No. I'm not gonna say that. Don't say that. No, have expectations for yourself that you can live up to. But don't have expectations about things that you can't control in your life, right? Don't have expectations for those. You can have standards, but not expectations, right? Keep your standards. Don't keep expectations, because expectations are the beginning of you being let down. That's how you get let down all the time, if you have expectations on how things are supposed to go. But I really hope this video made some coherent sense. I feel like I was kind of all over the place with this one, because again, this was one that I was very passionate about. This is one I thought about today. But as usual, you know, always try to cultivate a relationship with God. Love yourself before you love anybody else. And if there's nobody out there that loves you, I love you, but there is somebody out there that loves you. And yeah, I guess I'll see you guys tomorrow. And I'm gonna post that other video. There's gonna be 2 videos today. I've been lazy on it. I'm not gonna lie. That video that I recorded that never got posted that one day, but I'll get it up. But I'll see you guys tomorrow.